Today we're going to be making an origami ball. An origami ball is just a blown up balloon part of a sheet of paper. All right, you're going to start with a flat square sheet of paper. If you don't have a square sheet of paper, take the smaller edge of sheet of paper and fold it down the side edge. Make a nice little triangle right there. And then take your scissors and cut off the extra. And this will change any paper into a square for you. The reason for that is because the top equals the bottom, and now the top is going to equal the side, and both sides are equal, four sides are equal, and you have a square. All right, I'm going to go back to my paper because it's color on one side and white on the other, so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing with my folds. All right, so we're going to begin by turning the paper into a diamond shape. Then I'm going to take the top point of the diamond and bring it straight down to the bottom point of the diamond. I hold those points together and I move my fingers up to the middle and out to the edges. And that's usually the easiest way it is to fold. All right. Now along the long side, I'm going to fold it one more time. So notice me put my finger in the middle. This is going to help me bend the paper over in the right spot. Once I get it bent over, I'm going to line up my corners together. I'm going to hold my corners. I'm coming back along the straight edge so I can fold that down, and then I'm coming back down to the point. That's just an easier way to get it to fold over for you. And I need to fold it one more time. So when that was once, this was twice, one more time. And again, I'm looking for the long end. And again, I'm going to take the point over to the point. Again, it doesn't really want to fold there, so I'm just kind of loosening it up a little bit. I hold the points together. Again, I'm coming down to the fat end and then working my way up to the point and pushing my fingers in there to get that point to lay down. All right. So one more time, let me show you what I did as I opened this back. Right. Had my diamond shape. I folded down once. I folded across twice. And one more time, 3 times. Then take your fingers and rub all those creases good and tight. And then you want to open it all the way back out, all the way back out. All right. Okay. Now, I want the yellow side to be on the outside and the white side to be on the inside. So I'm going to flip my paper over and I'm going to let it bump up a little bit. So I'm going to find this one crease that goes straight across and I'm going to tighten it up a little bit and I'm going to let it bump up so my page is kind of sticking up. I'm doing that now because I'm going to take both ends, both of these little crease lines on the end, and I'm going to bring it down to that bottom point. And I do that by flattening it in the middle, and look, it automatically comes up for me. And I bring it down to the bottom, and you can see the crease line. You're bringing it down to that bottom point. I bring them together, and that refolds right on the folded edges that I already have established, those crease lines. So I'm just going to recrease them down. And now I'm going to reach in on the inside and I want this to be, you see it, I need these to be straight together. I move my fingers up to the top and it's going to come out to a point. And I'm going to lay my hands down and that's going to create a triangle up at the top. And so we're going to get something that kind of looks like this. That's folded in on itself. So one more time, I simply took those side edges and brought them down to the bottom. And then worked my way on the inside and crashed it all down on itself. Okay, I still have a triangle, and now I'm going to take the points of the triangle, the bottom points, now not both of them, but just one at a time, and I'm going to bring it up to the top point. And there's a crease line that you can barely see in the middle. We're going to fold it right up on that crease line. So there's one side, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm bringing both sides up. I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm bringing that top edge up. And one more time. So now I'm back to a smaller diamond shape. Okay. Now I'm going to be taking the side points and I'm going to go into the middle with them. So I'm just going to fold it straight over. And again, I'm just using the top piece, not the bottom piece. So these two sides go towards the middle. And again, crease down good and tight. Get your fingernail in there. Then we're going to flip the whole thing over, and these two sides are going to go to the middle. All right, so I just brought the side edges to the middle, to the middle. Now to lock this down, I'm going to take these little tiny pieces, and there's a bunch of them up in there, but there's some little pieces right there. And that's going to slide into a pocket. I can make a pocket. I'm going to slide that in as far as I can go with it and crease it down. So there's one. I'm going to make another pocket on the other side. Slide it in there as far as I can get it to go. And just crease it back down on itself. And that's going to help hold it. All right. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take these little tabs. I'm going to open up the little pockets and I'm going to slide them in. One side and then the other. And we're almost done. Okay. So that's all the folding that we have. All right. Now, one side is closed up. But the other side, the bottom side, there's a hole down there in the bottom. And if I pull that out just a tiny little bit, you can start to see my hole. See my hole down there? Okay, one side is closed. One side has a little bit of hole. If I blow in this, at the same time pulling it out a little bit, it will start to get fatter. And I'm pulling out as I'm blowing. And in the end, that creates my new ball. Now look, I can blow a little bit more because it still collapsed a little bit. There we go. Now, if you blow too hard, the sides will pop loose. And if they do that, you just kind of stick them back in there and it'll be fine. But there's my ball to go play with. All right, have fun.